Hi everyone, my name is Rosie, and I am going to be showing you my decontamination setting by setup here in my kitchen. I will be showing you how I will be manually cleaning 4 different instruments that have been sitting overnight in barbecue sauce. First and foremost, I want to go through what I am wearing. In the actual hospital setting, in the decontamination area, I would be wearing hair covering, eye protection, a fluid resistant mask, a gown with reinforced cuffs, utility gloves, shoe coverings, and of course hospital provided scrubs. Since we don't have that today, I am improvising with an apron, and we will go ahead and review what I'm gonna show you guys over here. I have warm water with some dish soap. In the actual setting in the hospital, I would be using water with detergents or an enzymatic cleaner. The water would be anywhere from 80 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This would be actually monitored with a temperature monitor to verify that it is warm enough. We don't want cold water because sometimes the cold water will make body fluids, fats, proteins stick to those instruments versus having them nicely come off with the warmer water. Also in the hospital setting, we would have 3 sinks. One sink would be for cleaning. The second sink would be for a rinse, which would use utility or critical water. And the third sink would be for the final rinse, and that would be with critical water as well. And the purpose of that is to prevent any spotting and any damage to those instruments. Of course, some instruments require pre-soaking. Some instruments they do want to have soaked in the pan for a little bit longer than others. So today we will take the ones that have multi-parts apart. This is our section. We're going to take it apart. We're going to unlock any hinges. And a few of the items that we will be using today to clean these instruments will be a little brush, a pipe cleaner, and this would be our instrument brush. We don't have an instrument brush, so we're using a toothbrush. And we want to make sure that all the hinges are unlocked. We want to make sure we wash thoroughly the lock boxes. We want to do this while the instruments are submerged in water. Of course, in the actual hospital setting, we would have the sink full of water and detergent with the appropriate amount of detergent to water solution. We would follow the manufacturer's instructions. Sometimes it's like 2 pumps. And also in the hospital setting, the detergent bottles have a pump measure that would measure out how much detergent or enzymatic cleaner we are going to be using in contrast with the water. So those proportions would all be in our sink, filled with water. Again, I am using a little basin here just because I don't have a sink stopper to stop my water from going down the drain. So we are going to go ahead and brush our instruments underneath the water to prevent anything from splashing, any body fluids, anything from going airborne. There are several different brush shapes and sizes in the hospital, which is great because you want to use the appropriate size. Here at home, we're improvising. Again, we want to keep scrubbing underneath in the water to prevent any splashing, to protect ourselves. Also, before and after we apply our PPE, we want to make sure we're washing our hands thoroughly each and every time. In the actual decontamination area, we will also have brushes, sponges, all kinds of tools to wash these instruments. Most of the time, these brushes and sponges are single-use, disposable. Best practice is to use disposable. You want to make sure you get all the hinges, the lock box. You want to make sure you get all the small little pieces. Use all your different tools. I had some forceps in here. I'm trying to find that one. My scissors are clean. My graspers are clean. You want to make sure you wash where the teeth are. My suction is clean. All the ridges, all the teeth, the little grip marks, all of that. You want to make sure that all of that is nice and clean. It is a little difficult for me to bend over and clean these just because I have a big pregnancy belly, but we will get there and do the best we can. Alrighty. I will now be rinsing these. Again, in the real world, we would have 3 different sinks where this would be done. From here, we would make sure that our instruments get to dry. We can also clean them with a lint-free towel. Um, we do not want our instruments to carry any moisture over to the next step. From here, they will still undergo an inspection process. They would possibly then undergo mechanical cleaning as well. Some of these instruments from here might be pouched up in a pouch with a indicator and continue their sterilization process from here. After that, they would go to their final destination, but they would still, again, require more inspection, more cleaning, sterilization, whether it be steam or mechanical processing after this. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye-bye.